All right, Miles, to talk about the Chicago Bears. Look, fresh off a heartbreaking loss Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. But good news, quick turnaround. They play the Washington Commanders Thursday Night Football, prime time. A great opportunity, a golden opportunity for the Bears and Justin Fields to get a big win against the struggling Washington Commanders. And I know you and I have a few thoughts about this game, but before we get into that, Bears fans, we want to hear from you specifically. Comment section below. Give us your final score, your prediction for this Thursday night primetime matchup against the Washington Commanders. Let us know the final score and what you think the final score will be in the comment section below. But Miles, obviously, Justin Fields came on strong in the second half against the Minnesota Vikings, brought the team all the way back, had that crazy long touchdown run that got called back by a penalty, but it still was a crazy athletic play. They had the lead. The Minnesota Vikings took it back. Obviously, the disappointing turnover at the end when Fields was driving them kind of cut that short. There could have been something really cool, really dramatic there. But a lot of good vibes from Fields. Things are starting to look maybe like they're opening up for Justin Fields and the Bears offense. Maybe they can carry that momentum from the second half against the Vikings into this game. What are your thoughts on the Bears and Fields and everything right now with this game?
Yeah, Nick. So Fields, I think he looked the best he's looked all season this past week. He got 15 completions, double the amount of completions he's had in any game this season almost. So the 15 completions, not exactly airing it out, but they're letting him pass the ball a little bit more. Maybe they're more comfortable with Fields passing because obviously we know he's incredible with his legs. He makes so many great plays running the ball. But like we've alluded to, this is a big time game for Fields. This is one to build your confidence, to get things moving in the right direction. And this is a Washington Commanders defense, 26 in points allowed. They've allowed 128 points this season. Defense is just ranked 23rd overall. So not necessarily a top tier unit you got to go up against. They have some players out there, but this is a defense that has vulnerability, that you have seen people able to score big points on this Washington defense. But I think that if Fields can get this together, he can have a big day out here against the Commanders, Nick.
Yeah, 100%. Because you brought the good point with Commanders defense. This is a defense that gave up 36 points to Jared Goff. They gave up, I think, 22 points to Trevor Lawrence. Jalen Hurts had a field day that kind of called off the dogs against the Eagles did after going up big against the Commanders. Cooper Rush, the Cowboys put up 25. So this is not an elite defense. They got a few guys, but this is a great opportunity for Fields. But one thing I'm really excited to see is that we can finally compare Fields against a mediocre quarterback. Because I think that's one of the challenges that people, when comparing Fields and seeing how good he can be, they've been watching him and comparing him to, when he plays Aaron Rodgers, which just isn't a fair comparison at this point in his career. We're going to see Carson Wentz most likely and Justin Fields on the field at the same time. And now a lot of people are going to finally understand that, okay, Fields has the physical tools and the ability and probably the production. I think he's going to carry in the momentum from the second half against the Vikings into this game against Washington. And we're going to finally see, okay, this is what Fields really is. This is how much better he is when he's compared against Carson Wentz, who I think has been an absolute dud for Washington. So if I'm a Bears fan, I'm really excited to see what Fields can do there in that respect. And especially when you consider this Washington team with these comments from Ron Rivera, they feel like they're kind of tail spinning a little bit. It feels like the vibes aren't very good. The Bears feel a little bit more positive even after that heartbreaking loss. I think the energy and the flow is definitely in the Bears' direction right here. And if they can ride that, I'm really excited to see what offensive coordinator Luke Getsy brings to the table in the short week. I really think we can see Justin Fields have a big day. I'm expecting a lot of zone reads, want to see a lot of RPOs. And how about Mooney making some incredible plays downfield for the Bears? He's going to have an opportunity to do that against the Washington Commanders defense that has really struggled giving up big plays or big pass interference penalties as well. I'm looking for Fields to Mooney down the field deep to be a huge connection. Velus Jones Jr. got involved last week as well for the Bears. I'm looking for him to grow more and more in this offense. Again, the vibes and the energy are looking really good for the Bears. I'm really excited to see Fields come out and have a really solid performance against this Washington Commanders team. I'm expecting a Bears win here. I'm thinking 24-13. I'm expecting Fields. I'm going to call it right now. I think 20 of 29, 234, 2 scores. I'll be very specific my prediction there. I really think this is sort of a continuation of his performance against the Vikings. And it's a really strong, complete performance and a Bears victory against the Washington Commanders.
20 completions is a bold prediction. We're going to see how that pans out.
I really think it is. I mean, 20 completion. It doesn't sound so bold, but the way the Bears have been calling the plays and their offense has been running, it seems high, but I really think the energy and the mojo is starting to flow in this offense. I think, and I think Eberflus or Getsy, I forget which one, mentioned that, hey, look, it's taking time Fields actually isn't underperforming. It's just the offense isn't gelling yet. They've had a lot of injuries and missing pieces, some bad weather games. So that, to his credit, they played a lot better against the Minnesota Vikings, specifically throwing the football. So I'm really excited to see, and I actually really believe that this is a big statement opportunity for Justin Fields to come out and have a strong performance, get a win, get back to 500, and play well and efficient against a Washington Commanders defense, to your point, which is liable to get beaten in the pass game.
Yeah, Nick, and to wrap this up, my last thing, I want to touch on something you said because I think that's huge, is use Fields' legs. You got two decent running backs in Montgomery and then Khalil Herbert, who had a big game. Maybe get him out there, get him a little bit more touches out there again. We know he came in because Montgomery was hurt, but I want to see, like you said, Fields, more RPOs, more play action, more zone read type plays. Let him be instinctual. Let him, do the zone read the defense, make the big time runs. Let him do a play action pass, roll out of the pocket, play the way that he was built to play. I think that's when we see Fields' best football. We've seen it a few times over the past seasons. That's when he's playing his best football. So get him comfortable. Let him put up some big numbers this week against a suspect Commanders defense. And just build that confidence and let him go forward because you have some tough teams in your division and you don't want to have to go into these games going on. You want to get the offense rolling, and I think this is the game to start doing it.